on my lane, you all on my lane. You ain't overlooked, so get out the way. I gave you the book, I gave you the game. The boy gotta cook, the boy got a flame, Serving in the kitchen like you need no. Plenty pitching, whipping different flavors like a bistro. Kicking, dipping, flipping, keep it hunting like a seed note. Switching, keep it pimping every single place that he go. I got it. Lathan got the flame, Lathan got the flame. Boy, you know the name, get up out the way. Lathan got the flame, Lathan got the flame. Stay up out the kitchen if you ain't the one that's whipping, huh? Hey, yo, Lathan, man, cook them boys up something real quick, man.
What's going on, YouTube, and welcome back to my channel. Now today we got the most incredible crab cakes. So the first step we want to do is get a half a cup of mayo, and then we're going to add 2 whole large eggs to that, and we're going to mix this mix up until it's completely smooth. So go ahead and whisk this mix up until it's completely smooth, and then once it's smooth to the consistency that you'll like, which it should be very smooth because it's going to be the base of our crab cakes, we're going to go ahead, we're going to add in a whole tablespoon of Old Bay seasoning. Now, if you know anything about seafood, Old Bay is like the perfect complement besides lemons to seafood. So you want that good Old Bay flavor throughout these crab cakes. So go ahead and add a tablespoon of Old Bay seasoning. Then we're going to follow that by a whole tablespoon of that W sauce or Worcestershire sauce or Worcestershire sauce or whatever, or however you want to pronounce it. I just call it W sauce to prevent from being tongue twisted. But we're going to add a whole tablespoon of that W sauce in, followed by a good pinch of salt. Now you need this salt to kind of counter everything and also make this mix delicious. So once you add that W sauce in there, we're going to go ahead and add 2 tablespoons of Dijon, and that's good quality Dijon. Actually, I give you the brand, that's Grey Poupon Dijon, but just add a good tablespoon of Dijon, or if you got Creole mustard, you can use that as well, but Dijon to just balance it out very well. Once you get the Dijon added in there, we're going to go ahead and get about 4 sprigs of thyme. And this is fresh thyme. We're going to pick that fresh thyme in there. You don't have to chop this thyme up, but just make sure you pick each individual flower off of that sprig or that stem. And then followed by a good handful of parsley. Maybe that's about 2 teaspoons of parsley. I didn't measure it. I just reached in and grabbed a good 2 teaspoons of fresh parsley. Then we're going to go ahead and mix that up. And then we're going to squeeze a good squeeze of lemon in there. It's not a whole lemon, but just a good squeeze of lemon just to give you some acidic notes. But you could pretty much control that. If you want that pungent flavor, go more. If you don't, go less. But you do need that splash of lemon for that freshness. And so once we got that done, we got our base ready and we got our back fin meat. So that is 1 pound of back fin meat. So this is going to be 2 pounds altogether. So got 1 pound of back fin meat, and that meat is already like crumbled up. And then we're going to add some jumbo lump meat in there, and that is another pound of jumbo lump meat. Now with the jumbo lump meat, I know this one here is kind of the lumps kind of broken up, but try to prevent from breaking up the lumps. Try to keep them whole. So once we get that, we're going to go ahead and fold that in, and that's why I used a spatula instead of a spoon, because I want to be as gentle as possible when it comes to folding that meat in. So we're just going to continue to fold that meat in there, and like I said, try not to break up those lumps. So just going to fold. And for a good crab cake, you want to see all crab. Like, you don't want much filler. You did need this slurry to bind everything together, but a good quality crab cake, you want it to be mostly crab. So for my next binder, I'm going to add in some Ritz crackers, and that's only a half a cup of Ritz crackers. So yeah, a half a cup of Ritz crackers. So yeah, that's a half a cup of Ritz crackers. Some people like to use saltine crackers or cracker meal, but I think Ritz crackers got that good buttery sweet note that complement the crab very well. And I didn't want to use plain old saltine crackers, so I wanted to get some crackers. If we're going to add a binder to it. Get a binder that tastes like something. But also remember, you don't want to overpower the crab cake. But with the Ritz crackers, the flavor elements, it'll just complement these crab cakes nicely. So you want to just fold that in. Make sure the Ritz crackers are completely spread out in there. Like I said, it's only a half a cup to 2 pounds of crab meat, so that's not much at all. But yeah, once you get everything combined like this, go ahead and pop it in the fridge and let those crackers go ahead and absorb that slurry and just bind to these crab cakes, and everything's going to be nicely. And I put mine in the fridge for about 8 hours, but you could do it in like an hour, but 8 hours just set up very well. And this is after 8 hours. Everything is there and it's kind of firm, so that's what you like to see, a good crab cake like that. And then we're gonna go ahead and shape these crab cakes. I'm using the ring mold, but you can use whatever you want to use. But I like to use the ring mold at the bottom and then finish it off with a dollop from the ice cream scoop on the top, just to make it a complete, whole, nicely shaped crab cake. But like I said, you can shape it any way you want to, but that's pretty much how I do it. And I pack it in there. Try not to break your lumps up again, but you want to pack this in there because you want as much crab in this crab cake as possible. Don't be stingy. If you're cooking crab cakes for somebody, you can't be stingy, man. Give them the crab cakes. But once we got everything packed in there, we're gonna go ahead and lift that ring mold and just place your spoon in the center of the ring mold and lift up, and it should come up without making a mess at all. See, there you go. See me doing it there. There we have it. So we're gonna go ahead and shape our next crab cake, and really one of these crab cakes to get you good, but two, I mean, that's a complete meal. So I went ahead and cooked 2 crab cakes. So once we get the second one all shaped, look at those. They look delicious and they ain't even ready yet. We're gonna go ahead and release that mold again. And just make sure you pack it, because you want this thing to be not dense, but you want it to be very full of crab meat. Like I said before, if you're cooking crab cakes for somebody, do not be stingy. Give them the crab cakes. So once we get the crab all situated, and I'm just trying to make it all even for when I put the dollop of crab meat on top with the ice cream scoop, it'll look very uniform. And so there we have it. Go ahead and place the second one on top with the ice cream scoop, the dollop. And I didn't weigh these crab cakes. I should have weighed them so I could have gave you like an estimate. But here's the thing with crab cakes or any food, you pretty much make the serving size you want to serve. Crab cakes are expensive at restaurants, and doing them at home yourself, it's a whole lot cheaper, but it's still not pocket friendly. So you dictate how much you want to serve. Then I got some good quality sweet cream unsalted butter. I'm gonna put it at the bottom of the pan, and it's gonna give us that good crust at the bottom with that butter. And then we're gonna go ahead on with the crab cakes, and we're gonna put the crab cakes directly on top of the butter. Oh my goodness, look at that, man, that's incredible. And then we got our oven going at 450 degrees. We got our fan off. Make sure that fan is off, but 450 degrees. And we're going to go ahead and place this thing in the oven. So once we come out of the oven, look at that, golden brown, beautiful. And that butter kind of browned at the bottom, which made it, gave it some little nutty flavor elements. But we're gonna go ahead and plate this thing up. So going with 1 crab cake, then followed by the second crab cake. And like I said, these things are very tender, so be careful with them. But they're not just going to fall apart because we got a good golden exterior on the outside that's lacking all the goodness on the inside. But there you have it, man, the most incredible crab cakes. My roots stem back to Maryland. My grandmother was born in Baltimore, so seafood has always been a good part of my life, especially indulging on this culinary journey I'm on. I'm going back to my roots. So we're going to finish it off with a little brown butter, followed by a good splash of lemon. And then we're gonna top it off with some parsley. But like I said, man, Baltimore has always been the highlight of my life. And crab cakes and crab in general is just one of those Baltimore type deals. So this is me paying homage to my roots and where my family is from, and just having fun with some good seafood. I know seafood is like the big thing right now, especially in the industry, and people love seafood. So I want to give you my take on some delicious, some incredible crab cakes. We wasn't stingy on the crab. You seen I wasn't stingy. I let you guys have it. And we used some back fin meat, and we used some jumbo lump meat. So we weren't selfish at all with the crab, and we didn't add a lot of filler or binder to it. We just letting the crab be the star of this dish. So there you have it, man. The most incredible crab cakes, man. Thank you guys for checking this video out. Like, comment, share, subscribe, man. We just hit 1,000 subscribers, man. Thank you guys all you guys that's been on this journey with me, man. You guys are fantastic, man. But like, comment, share, subscribe. Let's share this page. Let's go ahead and hit 1 million, man. Thank you guys for checking this video out. I'm out.